Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And for some reason my voice just quit as I was trying to record that, so I do apologize, but my name is Christian. Welcome back to Christian's Weather and Forecasting, and right now we have a lot that we're going to have to dive into. We've got some severe weather outlooks for the day 2 and the day 3 region, as well as some winter weather and rain, storms, all that stuff that's going to be impacting the Thanksgiving travel and the holiday. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. And here we are going to start with the forecast for day 1. Day 1 is just a general severe weather forecast stretching from California over to the Central Plains. And this risk isn't much of what we're going to be worrying about. There is none of that tornado threat, that wind threat, or that hail threat for this risk. Tomorrow and moving into Monday and Tuesday, even in the Wednesday and into Thanksgiving, is the more of the days that we're going to have to worry about. So today you can kind of just be calm, enjoy any snow or rain that you can get. What we're more focused on is tomorrow. Tomorrow we are looking at a marginal risk of severe weather through the Oklahoma region, as well as that we are having a general thunderstorm risk stretching from over to Nevada through New Mexico and then up from Nebraska down into Texas. This risk we are seeing a less than 2% tornado risk, wind risk, and hail risk, so this is literally just going to be general thunderstorms. Now this storm right here is going to be moving off to the southeast over into the Louisiana kind of Mississippi area, which we're going to see more of that severe weather here in just a sec. I'll show you that. And here is going to be that lookout for tomorrow. Over here towards the east coast, there is going to be a lot of that snow for those higher elevations. There's going to be a lot of just rainy weather for the western coast. I said east coast, my bad. But that severe weather that's going to be moving into the Oklahoma area is going to be right through here about that time. And from what this organizer is showing, it's not going to look too much impressive. There is a huge low front that's going to be pushing that off to the southeast like we were just talking about. But it's not looking like a crazy, total, terrible setup in which we saw from the National Weather Service. There's no tornado, no wind, or no hail threat. Now, moving off into Monday. Monday is looking the most interesting that we have seen in, I'd say, almost a month. It's been a very long time. We have a slight risk of severe weather stretching through the Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas border, a marginal risk stretching over into Alabama, and then a general thunderstorm risk stretching through up into Kentucky, areas of Kansas, and whatnot. This is a 15% risk of severe weather, so we can possibly see some tornadoes, some hail, some wind. We don't have those 4 listed just up here because this is a day 3 risk. And if you are very familiar with the National Weather Service, for a risk like this to get issued so far out, it's very rare for this time of year, let alone a risk that we just seen come out of nowhere. So this is looking a lot more organized, because we're saying right here that there's going to be a huge low front that's going to be pushing this whole storm off to the east, and this is going to be the organization for that huge severe weather storm that we were talking about that's going to impact a lot of Thanksgiving travels. This is going to be through the Louisiana area once again. We can see a good amount of possibilities for that tornado, wind, and hail risk, which we're not 100% yet because the National Weather Service hasn't put it, but it's a high probability. And then that marginal risk and that general thunderstorm risk stretching up all the way through Kentucky and Kansas and whatnot. Now, as we're moving into the 21st, we can see that storm more kind of develop. This is going to be for Tuesday, and once again, people are going to be moving their vehicles and their planes and whatnot, trying to get to their Thanksgiving holiday destinations, and a lot of those flights and drivings may be canceled due to this storm. There's a huge low front that's going to be pushing through over Kentucky, and this is going to drive a huge line, a kind of a squall line, if you would say, of storms. Some severe, some won't be. There is more going to be of a risk for wind for this one, I'm going to say. By the end of the 27th of Tuesday into, not the 27th, the 21st of Tuesday into Wednesday, that storm's kind of going to divide itself. That low pressure is still going to be pushing it off to the north, but it's going to collide with this high pressure ridge. But that storm is going to move more down into the south for the more severe part, and then it's just going to divide through the north and through the south. Moving into the 22nd, the storms down here will most likely die off. These up here will gain a little more strength, and up towards the Vermont, Maine area, you guys were seeing a good amount of snow. It kind of looked like it was dying off. Now it's looked like it's going to be there again. That snow and that rain is going to kind of collide together, and you'll get that rain, and then you'll get a ton of that snow from what it's looking like. And by the 23rd, that storm will mainly have moved off to the full east, with that low pressure ridge losing its gratitude. Now here is the outlook for the temperature model and the moisture model. Right now, most of the U.S. is seeing more warmer than average temperatures, with a couple cold fronts trying to breach the U.S. We are nearing the end of this warm front. This cold front that we've seen from the last video is going to try to breach the U.S., which it will do. Now right here, that cold front, that warm front, my bad, is going to be moving off to the kind of the northeast. This cold front that was down here is going to be breaching the U.S., and we're going to see a more record low temperature for this year up here in the northeast here in just a sec. That cold front will be moving. There will be more of a cold front that we've seen right here just a sec ago, moving over here towards the main area, and once again, you guys will have a lot of colder temperatures like you've been seeing. That warm front up here to Canada is going to try to move through, and for most of the west coast, that's going to be successful, as well as up here towards the northeast. This cold front is going to be down here towards the south, which is where that boundary is going to be created for that severe weather outlook that we were seeing a little bit ago. And eventually this new pattern that we were seeing will emerge. The west coast once again will be more warmer than average, and this coast will be sitting up here towards the northeastern part of the United States, right here over towards the Indiana, Ohio, Michigan border. Here it is right here, that kind of that pattern, and it's going to be very cold. We can possibly see some snow, things like that for this northern part here, and it will remain like this for a little while. On Thanksgiving Day, here's that look again. It's going to still, for the most northern eastern parts of the United States, it's going to remain very cold for your Thanksgiving. Looking at the last existing run, it looks like that there's going to be another warm front that's going to be trying to push into the U.S. among two warm fronts that are right here. So this is going to be kind of just a repeat with the winter weather. It's going to be warmer than average, and then it's going to be colder than average from what we're seeing. Looking into the tropics a little bit, over here towards the Pacific Ocean, we have a 20/20 tropical development chance. And besides that, this is going to be the kind of finishing touches for tropical season. Over here, we had a little thing that had spun up. I don't think it's, from what radar Omega is showing, it's still loading up, but it's not showing anything that was here a couple days ago. So I think pretty much that has finished up on its own. And then over here towards where we were seeing more of that winter weather, we have a winter weather storm watch towards the Utah area, and into California we have winter weather advisories. Oregon and Washington, there are winter weather advisories in effect as well. So if you're in one of the areas that's going to be getting impacted by severe weather or just weather in general, make sure to stay aware, stay on top of it so you know what you need to do in case something does happen. I will see you guys in the next video. Real quick, thank you guys for the support on my most recent couple of videos. Have gotten over 300, 400 views. One of them almost to 1,000 views on an actual video, not a short. So I want to say thank you guys so much once again for the support. I will continue to thank you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. And for some reason, OBS didn't close it down. That is weird. That's just me staring at the camera.